Hey, hello, and welcome to this new edition of Guitar Chat, the first edition of this new season. We couldn't be happier to be here. Guitar Chats brought to you by Vegatrem, the best tremolo systems in the world for sure. We start this new season today with new strengths, with happiness, excitement as well. And hopefully you guys at the other side of the screen are sharing at least a few of these feelings with me. That would be amazing. Before we start this whole thing, I'm gonna ask you for a favor, a big favor. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, now's the time to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please thumbs up. Please write a message, write a comment on this video, because that helps us a lot. You know, we're fighting against the algorithm, you know, trying to trying to spread the word to as many people as possible. So if you could help us, that would mean the world for us. So please give us a thumbs up, write a message, write a comment on our video. And if you want to be the coolest, just share this video as well with your friends, with your family, or even with your enemies. You know, it's not a problem. Okay, so I'm going to give you some time for you to do all that. Okay, I hope you already did that. Thank you so much in advance. As I always say, we have a few things that are very exciting for our audience, I would say. One of them is the giveaway of one of these wonderful t-shirts, Vegatrem t-shirts. You just have to leave a comment in any of our videos. That's the only thing you have to do to enter our t-shirt giveaway. So yeah, leave a comment, and if you're the winner, we're gonna get in touch with you and send you one of these wonderful t-shirts. We also have a discount code that we display at the bottom side of the screen, and it's gonna appear here at any given moment of the show. So you need to be aware, you need to watch it entirely. When you see it, you can go to our website, you type that code, that discount code, and you're gonna get a 15% off on any of your purchases, which is a great deal, I think. We also have our Vegatrem challenge. That's the best way to get a VT1 completely free. And for this edition of Guitar Chat, we are very happy to introduce one of our favorite Vegatrem artists. Is no other than Mr. Ben Cody from Boston, Massachusetts. Here's his Vegatrem challenge. Check it out.
Hello, I'm Ben Cody, and this is the Vegatrem challenge. This is a lick that sounds a lot more complex than it actually is. It's based around the pentatonic scale, so I'm using the E minor pentatonic, so you're going to be fretting the E and G note, and you're going to tap the A on top of it on the high E string. Then you're going to move your fretting hand down one fret at a time while tapping the same A note. Then take that same lick and just do it on the B string. Then do a dive bomb with the 3rd fret harmonic on the G string with your Vegatrem. And then end with an E power chord. So that's rock and roll.
Okay, so that's the Vegatrem challenge. Make sure you record your video, make sure you learn the lick, and record yourself playing it. Send it to us, and you're gonna enter our contest. So please don't forget to participate. Okay, so let's go with the first interview of this new season of Guitar Chat. Today we have someone who's particularly, for me, he's a legend already. He's from Denmark. His name is Soren Andersen. And he's been playing for many years already with the amazing rock and roll legend Glenn Hughes, among many other things. Let's see this amazing interview that we had with him a few days ago. Check it out. Well, welcome, Mr. Soren Andersen to this our show, Guitar Chat. It's a pleasure to have you here, and you are actually the first guest in our new season, which I'm very, very grateful and very happy about. So thank you so much.
Of course, absolutely. Good to see you again, C4. We see each other at NAMM, so
yeah, that's right.
It's always between tours and studio work, and then it's January, and then I see you.
That's right. Yeah, that's where we all can see our faces face to face, like in person, which is pretty nice. I think I got you in the hotel room. Why are you in a hotel room right now? Tell me a little bit about it.
I am on a 18-month world tour with Glenn Hughes. Wow. We kicked off in April 2023. That was the first show, and we're now on the final leg in America. Okay. And I am in Colorado Springs. We played Denver last night, so Colorado Springs tonight, and the bus is at the gig. The boys are setting up all the equipment, so I'm just recharging at the hotel to get myself ready for tonight.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit how, it must be very hard, but at the same time very exciting, because probably you have one of the best gigs in the business right now. You're playing with a living legend. What does it feel like to be playing with someone as talented as Glenn?
Let's be clear, C4. I say that to myself every night when I go on stage and I look to the right, and there's Glenn Hughes at the same stage as I am with a microphone, and the first song we play is Stormbringer, and I go, woo! And the next song we play is Might Just Take Your Life, and then they just, we continue with Burn and Mistreated and Getting Tighter, and we play all these massive classic Deep Purple songs, and it's a trip, and I'm really thankful and blessed, and how can I say that I got this gig. I know I worked hard for it, and I know that I earned it, because stuff like that just doesn't pop down in your hat. You have to work for it.
That's right.
And it's a trip, man. And I'm proud of being his guitar player for 16 years now, on and off.
Wow. Okay. So
he said to me last night, he said, I think, Soren, you're the one in my career that lasted the longest.
Well, that says a lot, in your favor, I guess, right?
Glenn and I got really connected over the last 5 years. I'm getting older, he's getting older, and Glenn doesn't have kids, so he sees me as the son he never had.
Okay.
That's pretty big for me. Uh-huh. But Steve, I'm his. Don't call me his musical director, but I am his wingman when it comes to producing, recording, arranging music. I help him out on stage with his bass tone, make sure every tempo is right, all that shit. So we really connected. I owe him my career, to be honest, because he took me under his wings and introduced me to Chad Smith and Bonamassa and Miles Kennedy and everybody. So thank you, Glenn.
That's right. Well, I'm pretty sure you're living the dream. You're sharing the stage with such monsters, and amazing people like that. But I guess you, on a personal level, you also must have some kind of special relationship with him. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
And it came kind of natural after Resonate, the first album I recorded and co-produced with Glenn. That after that, he said to me, wow, Soren, you and I, we can do a lot of good stuff. And I say, yeah, absolutely, I'm in.
Wow, yeah, man. And I remember, of course, I've never had the chance to talk to someone like Glenn Hughes, but I remember I was at an airport in Miami once, and I was in the bus, going from from one place to another. That airport is huge. Probably you know it. And I was in the bus, going from one terminal to the other, and I saw a guy in front of me, and I was like, man, this guy looks almost exactly like Glenn Hughes. And then I was, no, it's Glenn Hughes. So I went, I talked to him, and I asked him for a picture, and I just couldn't believe it. He was the nicest guy, the coolest guy ever, And I was just, probably the period of Deep Purple with him, and David Coverdale, I think that's my favorite part of. Of course, I'm a huge I'm a huge fan of Richie Blackmore, and Deep Purple, but when he was in the band, it was something very, very special, because those are some pipes, man. It's incredible.
I think every guitar player adores Richard Blackmore for Made in Japan, Machine, Fireball. It's all masterpieces. It's one of the most iconic and important bands in the history of rock and roll.
Oh, that's right.
But when Glenn and David Coverdale, when they joined and they added the funk to Deep Purple,
that's right,
took it to a different level. I wouldn't say next level, just a different level, and created one of the most iconic albums ever called Burn. I'm with you. Yeah. I can't count on my hands how many times I watched the California Jam footage.
Man, that's amazing.
Glenn in that white suit, full on. I was 15 years old, and I was just like, who is that guy? I can't believe a white Stevie Wonder on steroids playing bass. Like, what?
Yeah. That was amazing. And also John Lord rocking the Hammond back and forth. That's incredible, man. It's incredible.
And here I am. I'm here now, 50 years old, playing with that guy, playing these songs. Fuck.
Man, that's my point. That's how we started. I was telling you, you're living the dream for real. Because I'm pretty sure when you were a young kid, that's the music you were listening to, right?
See, for that was the dream. I am living my dream. It's probably not everybody's dream, and I have colleagues that play stadiums and make way more money than I do, but I play with Glenn Hughes. Come on, it's unreal.
Man, that's a very important part of the life of a musician, because of course when you're a hired gun, you're playing for money. But when you look at the set list and you see the titles of those songs, it's like, I would do it for free.
He takes care of me. Everything is beautiful. I'm super, super satisfied with my position. Really proud and happy, and everything is exactly as it should be. So thank you, Sifo.
Yeah, man, it's incredible. I guess when you're doing such a long tour, do you have any chance to go back home for, even if it's just for a couple of days, or how is the life on the road, like, so extensively?
How it works is Glenn has a limit of 6 weeks, then he needs a break.
Okay.
So we try to work around that, and that fits everybody. We all got families and wives and kids at home, so nobody wants to stay on the road more than 6 weeks.
That's healthy. So
and then we go home for 3 weeks or 2 weeks, and then out again, new territories, home again for a couple of weeks, out again. And then there are months like December where we are totally off.
Okay.
January was off too, but then we kicked off in LA February, and I've been on the road ever since.
So what's the best crowd? You've been all over the world already. What would you say is the best crowd that you have encountered so far?
I love Spain.
No, come on, but I know you're saying that because I
love Barcelona. I love Madrid. I love playing Spain. There's an energy in Spain that's crazy, which is great. You have that, you know how to celebrate life.
Yeah, well, we try to.
But to be honest, Sifo, when we have a good crowd, it doesn't really matter where it is, because when we put on the intro tape and there's 800 people in the audience and we start with Stonebringer and the whole floor goes,
Yeah, man, that's
crazy. We had great shows in Russia. We had great shows in Ukraine, South America. We had great shows all over America. people love him because he still got the pipes. He can still hit the high notes, so
Yeah.
he delivers. And
I mean, he's like a unicorn, right? Because all the rest of the guys from his time, his age, they're already pretty worn out, and I mean, it's completely understandable. I'm not gonna say anything bad about them because I love them, but he is just a force of nature, man.
Yeah, and his warm ups are pretty simple. He check his register, and then he check his power and his physics and stuff, and then he goes on every night and just deliver.
Wow, that's cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Tell me something. I mean, before you said that you're not the musical director, but you're kind of the guy in charge of the. Maybe I don't know if you're in charge of the rest of your bandmates. I mean, if you call for the sound checks, or if you decide the arrangements or something like that. Is that an easy job? How does that work in this particular instance?
Well, Glenn is the boss.
Okay, he's the boss.
He's the boss. If he wants a song faster or slower or different key, or Glenn is the boss.
Okay.
I see myself more as the translator to the drummer and to the keyboard player and to myself, to the sound engineer, and but we work as a little family. But there's really no leader except like Glenn. He's on the poster. He's the guy who was in Deep Purple and Black Sabbath and Trapeze. So I just try to help Sivo. To be honest, I just try to tip in and help as much as I can. And because Glenn and I have that 16-year relationship, he trusts me.
Yeah.
So, and I trust him. So it's all about that. And it can be everything from, he doesn't like green light.
Okay.
So if I see the front of house, the lighting guy, if he's using too much green at sound check, I, tell the monitor guy, just go tell light guy no green. I know that so well.
Man, that's cool. That's pretty nice. That's awesome. Well, besides the best gig in the world that you have, I mean, of course, I know you're very talented, and that's why you not only got the gig, but also you still have it. I mean, you hold the gig, which is the most important part. But I've known you for many, many years, because in the first years of YouTube, before there was such a thing as a music influencer, we could say, I saw a guy, doing demos for Yamaha and for TC Electronics.
Yeah.
You were that guy. And I was like, man, this guy's so cool. He plays his ass off, and he's the coolest guy in the world, And I think I bought a lot of TC Electronic gears just because of you. Tell me how you started doing that.
But TC Electronic is Danish.
Okay, and you're
Danish. From Denmark, and TC was a groundbreaking, revolutionary company. They did the 2290 delay, which kind of changed the world with the tap tempo feature. That was kind of groundbreaking. And then they moved on, just developing mastering units and the finalizer and the M5000 system, which is one of the most popular reverbs out there and stuff. So they were just out of a little town of Denmark, like a little country. It just growed and growed and growed. And in the early 2000s, I think it was 2003, I was on tour with my band.
Okay.
And we were called Kick the Kangaroo.
Kick the Kangaroo. Okay.
I don't know why we were called Kick. Well, we loved Australia, and we loved Australian music. We had a big thing for the powerful Australian rock. So we thought we would Kick the Kangaroo. Let's call it Kick the... I don't know.
Cool.
And then we were on tour in Australia, in Sydney. Okay. And our sound engineer was also the product manager at TC Electronic.
Okay.
And he said to me, Soren, if TC Electronic, under the radar, don't tell anybody, are working on the ultimate pedal board, would you be our ambassador, guinea pig, test boy on that? And I was like, wow, yeah, what do you mean? Well, you know a lot about tone and you care about your tone. So on the actual, on the paper on the floor, sorry, on the table at the restaurant with a Sharpie, we draw the whole pedal board over a steak and 2 glasses of wine on the actual table. Just draw it on the paper. And I said, it has to be 6 buttons and 3 rows. It needs a built-in power supply. It needs a couple of effect loops. And we just brainstormed for 2 hours. And he folded the paper and he put it in his pocket. And then 6 months later, he sent me a PDF. And that was the born of G System.
Yeah. Well, I was an owner of the G System, you know. Yeah. I've used it for many years.
So he was like, Soren, we need you to demonstrate this pedal and we need you to test it and be the ambassador and the face of that system. So they flew me to NAMM and they flew me to Frankfurt Messe and, you know, Birmingham Guitar Fest and everywhere. And I met so many people. And slowly, the emails were coming in. Steve Vai just bought it. Jerry Cantrell just bought it. Dave Gilmour just picked it. So I was like, what? And I didn't invent it, of course, but I had a huge impact on the whole kind of design. And in all modesty, 9/6 and age of Kemper, and the years after, we just saw that 6 buttons, 3 rows. It just kept on coming.
That's right.
Like, we did something right there.
Oh yeah, man. It was. I mean, I remember when I first got it. I was like, man, this is amazing. This solves so many problems. Right now, of course, there's so many other things that we all use, and they're great. But back in the day, I did a lot of tours with that unit, with the G System, and it was wonderful because you could also switch the channels on your amp and everything. It got all the effects. But I also had later on the Nova pedals, the TC Nova ones, and I think I also saw you testing those ones, on YouTube. So that was the guitar high days of TC, because right after G System, the Nova system came out, and the Nova Drive, and all these great Nova products, which took us to the third level, which was the whole tone print concept. Okay. Yeah.
Which was those small pedals where you could beep in different setups from your phone.
Yes.
So 100% C4. I owe TC Electronic a lot, because they took me under their wings and flew me around the world, and I met so many people in connection. And funny enough, I should say, all these, if you go on YouTube, type my name and TC Electronic or Yamaha, there's so many demos of amps and pedals and stuff. It's hilarious.
That's my point, and that's why I was so excited when I first contacted you, about Vegatrem, and I was like, man, I can't believe I'm talking to this guy who's been so important to me, all these years, and then I sent you the VT one and everything, and then last year we had you playing at our booth, which was, for me personally, for all of us here at Vegatrem, of course, but personally for me, because of the reason I'm telling you, it was very, very special,
Nice.
So it was a very, very cool thing, man. And I thank you for doing that. And, it was an honor. It was a great honor.
Well, see, I remember you reached out to me and you said, we have a tremolo here that I think you might like. Can I send you one? And I got it, and I looked at it, and I understood pretty quick what it was.
Yeah.
And for you guys who are watching this, Vegatrem is a small, nice little tremolo system that fits straight on a Strat. It took me 30 minutes to take off my normal vintage tremolo and install the Vegatrem. It took me 30 minutes just to screw it off. No routing, no holes, nothing. And I always say when people ask me, so why is it so special? Because it feels like a Floyd Rose, without the whole big, tuner bridge and the lock up here. Just a couple of locking tuners, set up your guitar, and you have a Floyd Rose feeling without a Floyd Rose.
That's right. That's right.
It's incredible, and it stays in tune, and it sounds good. I think that whole kind of big block does a thing to the tone, because it's way more thicker than a Floyd Rose. Sorry, Floyd, but it's really, and just the matter of fact, you can go back and forth as you can on a Floyd Rose.
Yeah,
you can really go crazy.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's very cool, man.
Unique. It's a unique system. So I got two of them now on a Strat, and I have another kind of a Van Halen kind of guitar. So if I need a Floyd Rose vibe for studio or touring, I got a couple of guitars mounted with the Vegatrem. And thank you, C4. I love that system.
No problem, man. It's as I said, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for being in the family, you know, and thank you also for taking the time to talk to us a little bit, you know.
Not a problem.
Yeah, as I said, you know, we're honored to have you here, and we couldn't be happier. So I'm gonna let you. I'm pretty sure you have a pretty busy day ahead of you. You nervous by any chance, or nah? Not really.
Never. No. I kind of. The last time I was nervous was 2012, where we played Wembley Stadium. Sorry, Wembley Arena, not the stadium, Arena.
Okay.
On the Marshall's 50 Years of Loud show, which was the 50th years anniversary of the Marshall amp.
Yeah.
And Glenn was invited to sing. I was just recently signed by Marshall, so they invited me to play 3 songs with Glenn Hughes.
Okay.
At Wembley, and I was like, I'm coming. Oh yeah. When I realized who else was on the bill, Gilbert, Satriani, Yngwie, Zakk Wylde, Billy Duffy, everybody was there. And I was like, what? And that night I was nervous because the room was full of press and business people, and with me, Glenn, no keyboard player, just Brian Tishy, played 3 songs, and we had Andy Fraser from Free playing bass on Mr. Big Bird on. That night, C4, I was a little nervous because I looked to the left, and you know, I saw these, you know, techs getting ready for Yngwie or Doc or Satriani, and I met all my heroes that day. It was crazy. And you know, remember I was 16 years old in '87, where Joe Satriani, he ruled. He was the biggest of them all. When I met him and I was trying to say something cool, I just totally starstruck, just like, what? Yeah. But it's a great show, great night, and I pulled it off, and I had a great show. And Doc Ulrich and I, we became friends. And speaking of Doc, let's send every love, every positive vibe we have. Love. Just Doc is going through some surgery. He got cancer, so yeah. Okay. So he's gonna go through that. So all love we have to Doc Ulrich, a true brother.
Right. That's right. Yeah, we'll send him all the love that we have here from. I mean, this is the cool thing about the guitar community, the music community. You know, it's trying to be there for each other, and that's cool. That's very nice because they made us enjoy so much music, rock and roll. You know, and that's the beautiful thing about life.
It is
music in particular. Well, thank you very much, Soren. As I said, thank you again, and hopefully we'll see you again at NAMM show. Hopefully,
100%. Yeah, I'll be there. Let me know.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, this has been Guitar Chat. So till next time, be safe, be happy, and play a lot your guitar. Bye bye.